making it rain there. But I can't even handle all of this. Max?
Yeah. It's just, I have to channel my inner Stephen A now. It is nauseating how there are Cowboy fans everywhere, all across the country. I'm disappointed in Post Malone. When I was a kid, there were two out-of-market teams you could root for if your local team wasn't good. One was the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you had a soul, and if you didn't, it was the Dallas Cowboys. Nevertheless, I was a Steelers fan, as Stephen A. remains to this day, and whenever I see Cowboys fans, whether or not you're from Texas, it's very disappointing.
Max, that hater shade of blue just doesn't suit you, man. It doesn't bring out your eyes. I don't know why you hate this. I love this, Molly. I love seeing Post Malone and Jerry Jones and him putting the chain on him. I love everything about it. Jerry Jones, more so than any other owner in the National Football League, understands it's an entertainment product. How could you not be entertained by watching that?
He's perfect. He's like so WWE.
It's a little entertaining, I have to admit it.
Exactly.
It's extremely entertaining. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys. They appear to have the second easiest strength of schedule, while the Pittsburgh Steelers have the most difficult, the other team you just mentioned, Max, in the NFL based off opponent win percentage from the previous season. Max, out of the Cowboys and Steelers, who finishes with the better record?
It just occurred to me that if something can go wrong for the Cowboys, it will.
Oh, my goodness.
They're like an accident waiting to happen. Meantime, the Steelers, come hell or high water, one way or another, Mike Tomlin figures out a way to get it done. Even the great Bill Belichick had a season under 500 just now. Mike Tomlin never has. He's never been under 500. And as tough as the AFC North is, I just get the feeling when push comes to shove, the Steelers are going to be right there. I don't know about the Cowboys. Matter of fact, I think the Cowboys are the second or maybe the third best team in the NFC East, which is not a very good division.
Max, you're wrong about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last I checked, Ben Roethlisberger is still old. He's still a quarterback that can't push the ball down the field, which limits what their offense can do. And their offensive line is in shambles. Their left tackle and their left guard left in free agency, and Marquise Pouncey retired. Yeah. So, that offensive line was what kept that team from being able to be better, especially when it came to production on the offensive end.
Well, at least they drafted a running back in the first round.
Yeah, but a running back, listen, what good is a running back if the offensive line can't open any holes? It doesn't make any sense. You're out of your mind.
I agree. Tomlin will figure it out. Tomlin will figure it out.
I got respect for Mike Tomlin.
I don't know that you do. You're not talking like you do.
He's one of the best head coaches in the National Football League, but I don't trust that offensive line, and I don't trust their quarterback. But you know who I do trust? I trust Dak Prescott. I trust the Dallas Cowboys. That team is going to be there at the end, and the fact that in their schedule they got 4 of their 5 division games to end the season, I love that fact because guess what? You're talking about a quarterback that's coming off of a major injury and offensive linemen that are trying to get healthy. So having more reps, having more games, by the time you get late to the season, that's only going to benefit them. You're looking to play your best ball toward the end of the season, and the way the schedule sets up, having the most meaningful games at the end of the season, I think that bodes well for the Dallas Cowboys. They will have a better record than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't see it. Look, the Cowboys have had plenty of chances. A couple of years ago, Dak Prescott was healthy all year. Had a really good year. Oh, look at Dak Prescott. They were in the worst division in recent memory until the NFC East the very next year. They went 8-8, missed the playoffs. And by the way, they have a really talented linebacker now. They drafted Parsons. They had talented linebackers then who got exploited. They were over anxious linebackers basically with all the athletic ability in the world, and they even had.
It was a different coaching staff at that point.
Okay, but the defense was a problem, and the Cowboys went 8-8. So you mean to tell me in a weak division, and last year they were worse. And by the way, they weren't great when Dak was playing last year. So okay, I agree, they'll be better this year. So if they're better by a couple games, they're back to 8-8.
Did you see Jerry, their focus? You see how icy Jerry was in that promo video with Post Malone?
Does that look like somebody that's expecting to be a 500 club?
Do you think he's concerned about anything? He's ready to get that party bus going.
Actually, that's right. Jerry's not concerned enough about winning Super Bowls.
Oh,
in the history of American team sports, there's only one owner who ever could say, hey, I want to be entertaining, I want to be Showtime, and the greatest dynasty, and the greatest team. The late, great Dr. Jerry Buss, the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, greatest owner by far in the history of American team sports. By so far, it's embarrassing. No one else has been able to do it, least of all Jerry, who as soon as people figured out, what did he just do with the bonuses? Oh, I see, he prorated them. As soon as they figured that little trick out, because he ushered in the salary cap and then signed Deion Sanders, they haven't won since.
Big Jerry's ready to go. He's making it rain in the promo video. Time for more quick takes. Max Kellerman up first. Who wins the AFC North? It's loaded.
It is loaded, and I go back and forth. I'm going to go with the Browns because they had a great draft. They first, 4 rounds, they drafted starters, it looks to me like, in the first 4 rounds, and they were already right there. I'm tempted to take the Ravens, but I'm going to take the Browns by a hair.
Okay. We'll leave it there. Canty, the NFC East, you played there. It's looking a little bit better this year. Who wins it?
I got the Dallas Cowboys. You're talking about a division that isn't the best. Everybody in that division has some serious question marks when it comes to quarterback play, except for the Dallas Cowboys. And then you look at that defense. That's the only big question mark.
Errors through the Houston defense.
He is in. Touchdown, Buffalo.
It is a touchdown. Rodgers the magician.
In case you're just joining us, the 2021 NFL schedule is out, and it has been expanded here, and we've got some MVP odds for you. Mahomes has the best odds to win MVP. Aaron Rodgers pretty close. Rodgers is one of 6 players to ever win 3 MVPs. Max Kellerman, you are up first. Who's your MVP favorite?
Patrick Mahomes. If the question is football, the answer is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's the best player I've ever seen. Because the quarterback position, the best player I've ever seen is Lawrence Taylor, but the quarterback position is so elevated in terms of importance now that if you could play it like Patrick Mahomes, it's a wrap. And the closest thing I've ever seen to Mahomes is Aaron Rodgers, right? Like those 2 guys, to me, talent-wise, class by themselves. No one else can do it like them. No one. Not Brett Favre, not like Brady's great, but I'm talking about talent. None of those guys are those 2 guys. But if there's not a dime's worth of difference, my nickel goes to Patrick Mahomes. And he's got weapons everywhere he looks. And I still believe the only reason he didn't win the Super Bowl, again, was no offensive line. He was pressured on 56% of the snaps, and they never had the blitz. Right? So no one's ever open. He's always running for his life. And he still did things that I will never forget. That was, oh my God, did he just do that? Guys, the first time he touched the ball as a starter, 50 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, AFC Championship game, pre-snap penalty, gives Brady the ball, he never gets it back. Next year, he wins the Super Bowl. This past year, if he had a line, I thought he would have won the Super Bowl again, but he was in it again. Just get used to this every year. Every year, he's the MVP favorite. Every year, the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you worry about people getting fatigued about Pat Mahomes, too, kind of the same way we see with LeBron James and being in the MVP conversation in the NBA. But for me, the 2021 MVP is going to be Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen is a really special player, and you saw that talent come out last year when the Buffalo Bills as an organization went out and got him a weapon in Stephon Diggs. Well, guess what? This offseason, they went out and got him another weapon in Emmanuel Sanders. You're talking about a player a year ago that accounted for 45 touchdowns, 8 of those on the ground. Not only is Josh Allen the best quarterback in his division, but you can make the argument that he's the best running back on his team. That's how singular Josh Allen is as a talent. And also in the MVP conversation, baked into that is your player helping to account for your team's success. Last year, the Buffalo Bills were a Hail Mary in the desert away from being a 14-win team. So, yeah, Josh Allen's evolution, especially late last year, is what makes him the front runner for the MVP race going into 2021 for me.
I like Josh Allen a lot. I think there are levels, as Meek Mill said, there are levels to this, right?
Same building, different view.
And Josh Allen is not like Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback. I think Josh Allen, better. Higher ceiling, just better. I think he is of a different kind, not just degree, but kind, of a lot of those mid-pack or even upper-middle quarterbacks. But there's a level above Josh Allen. Like, Josh Allen is not on Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers' level. Different kind of animal. The only dude I've seen in the NFL where I go, yeah, that maybe that guy is Justin Herbert. And I don't think Josh Allen quite has that kind of talent. He's good. He's really good. But MVP good?
MVP good, Max. And here's the thing. You're talking about Pat Mahomes. Let's not forget, they're a pretty good supporting cast with Pat Mahomes. He's got the guy that's the fastest with the ball in his hands in the NFL in Tyreek Hill. He also has Travis Kelce. So while I do recognize how good Stephon Diggs is, we're not going to sit here and say that the Buffalo Bills' skill positions are even on par with what the Kansas City Chiefs have. So in terms of their team having to need them to do more in order to have success at the highest level, it's clearly Josh Allen has to do more for the Buffalo Bills to get to where they want to go than Pat Mahomes does for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl called his own number, dropped like 150 steps, and threw a 150-yard touchdown pass. Like, what? Pat but he does things that Josh Allen just can't do. I'm not just saying just throw the ball down the field. Maybe Josh Allen's arm is as strong as anyone's, but I'm talking about arm talent. Off platform from any situation, parallel with the ground, running backwards, across the field, whatever you need. And it's not like Mahomes can't run the ball, too. We've seen Mahomes punching the ball under pressure, too. And by the way, was running for his life in the Super Bowl